about this feminine energy, man, the more other spiritual people coming out talking about it, bro. Like I just heard one of my guys, Ralph Smart. He was talking about how he feeling the feminine energy is really on the rise right now, and it's showing itself through nature now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna we're gonna talk about how something that happened, a mystery cosmic ray observed in Utah came from the galaxy, and is that was dated a couple of days ago, like Monday, um, like stuff like that. We getting ready for this 2024 vibes, man, and I just hope everybody on board with this 2024 vibes, man. Because if you thought 2023 was something, every, everything gonna be loose. Loose as a goose. Loose as a goose next year, bro. So these sit downs, these conversations we keep building every month to the end of this month. We about to go into the new month of December, the Sagittarius Capricorn month. You feel me? You did. So yeah, yeah. 2024 is already here. That's fast because they did say that October is like the what it was called, like the pre-show for the 2024.
Yeah, it's like a pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you look at like what I was speaking on earlier about the giants, right?
Nani.
Have you looked at anything about the giants like Gilgamesh
Mm-hmm.
or Goliath?
They putting them in more movies and shows now too, man. I see them, man. I seen them.
So do you see the Prince of God? Was it Prince of God? Gods of Egypt.
Nah, I was gonna watch it last night, but I had zoom like went across it, but I need to watch it. I know I'm late. I'm late to the game with that one.
Well, I mean, if you can look at it from a different perspective that they're already giving it to you, if you could just, slow it down and think of the Titans or the Tartarians been spoke of,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll better explain it to yourself how we see big people and we see small people.
Yeah.
Um, Even when you think of the hieroglyphs, right? They're on the wall and they're showing you this big person and this small person. And you're like, okay, you get it metaphorically, you might say, oh, he's probably just a regular small person, just like the big people, right?
Yeah.
Because it might be knowledge. So it might be, okay, this small person has this big authority. And so you wouldn't think, okay, this is a small person and a big person in mental. So even with that being a point, like, are you really looking at movies when they show it to you and they show an actual Tartarian out there?
Right.
I mean, a big person actually nuked up people or taking people, and then you're like, okay, I didn't really pay attention to that. You know what I mean? Because it's a play, even though it's a play. It's a play
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
into the mental. How do you see it's not just mental, it's physical and it's spiritual. So movies that play out can play one way and you might not think that there's three ways. It might be, just like how we say in the book. I got a piece of the Holy Bible, right? This is a version right here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Is that
I'm gonna go.
is that is that an actual paper?
Yeah, that's the actual paper that's in the Holy Bible since my mom and dad had it.
Wow,
You
that's
know,
tough.
actually.
That's tough. Is
And it's
that
like, what you doing seeing this in the Holy Bible?
Yeah.
This is an actual big person with 1, 2, 3 of them. And she ain't just 3 of them. She got 1, 2, 3, and so forth. 1, 2, 3, and so forth. 1, 2, they going down the road.
Yeah.
So it's more to it than even with these being, a better connection to you. How? There's all kind of stuff up here from the Uechi. They say that's your ancestor connection. There's so much in it from the arrow. She got the arrows. So that's nations of people.
Right.
She got this too. This looks like a tulip or something. I don't know. Gotta see more what it is. But she got him on the rope. All this is on the rope.
So that's a
woman.
yeah, that's a
Not
woman.
man.
Who
That's
who is that exactly?
right here will be known as I said, or even a mentor, because she has a sable over her head.
Mm.
So she's some type of royalty before it went down.
Yeah.
But that's just a mixture of what, you know what I mean? Like, we have certain books that's of your holy Bible. Like, what holy Bible you got? We down the line, holy Bible. Just still the Jane version. Just not your Jane version.
Right.
And it goes beyond that. They even had to translate. Yeah, at the same time, that would explain something like what we think of. You go to Wonder Woman, 1984. They do a Wonder Woman 1984. So it's WW84. That joint let you know about the big one. Why do you think they got a Statue of Liberty? What's the Statue of Liberty?
That's actually representing the black goddess, ain't it? Is it Ishtar or is one of them Ishtar or Ashura or Anna? Am I saying it right?
It could be any one of them because it's just the idea they want to have like a Cleopatra in front of someone.
Right.
If it's like Julius Caesar, so this goes back to that. How many Caesars are there? How many Julius Caesars are there?
And it's like 2 or 3.
If you up there, let me see if you put that down. How many Julius Caesars are there?
Yeah, y'all tap in.
Because that's important right now. And I know most people already spoke on it. I just feel like now the brainwave is, we gotta keep speaking it up so you know yourself.
Right.
I'll give y'all like 5 more seconds. I'm gonna get an answer to you. I just want to see if everybody got it. The mental really shows how much we might not know about Julius Caesar. So I know now there's different ways that our expression should be known from that. Just like the calendar. You know what I'm saying? That's a hint too. Just like the calendar. And in the calendar, you see that you have to go through some kind of like a time.
Yeah.
So if you're in an expression to time, what does it show out of that certain amount? If you look at really, let's go with 13 times 28. You good with math, bro?
Yeah, a little bit. What's good? What you got for me?
Come on, what you got? 13 times 28.
Good. All right, hold on.
Get your spot.
All right.
Oh, you want the answer? You ain't got that.
Hold on. 13. Is it 278?
No more than that.
Good. For real.
Yeah, it's 364.
364?
Yeah, 13 times 28 is 364.
Y'all using calculators, man. Ain't no way. I see you, Nani. But so at least I
So
was
Julius
close.
Caesar, how many Julius Caesar?
So 364.
No, not like that. See, this is how we changing time already. Yeah, it's like that. So you could think through seasons, time change, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So could it be more than four Julius Caesars?
Uh,
We just
yeah,
explained
yeah,
364,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It can.
That's basically what it is.
It can.
What is 364 to you? When you hear
That's
the numbers 364, what is that?
almost a year,
Could be
for real. A year.
oh,
Remind me to,
okay,
yeah.
all right. That's why I want to see what you was at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it's 12 Julius Caesars.
Huh?
It's 12.
What's 12?
All right, it must not be it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. It's 12.
You fucking with me, man.
It's 12 Julius Caesar.
Oh,
So now let's go back to Cleopatra. How many Cleopatras are there? All right. So before you answer that, it's just like if you think about it, it's like reference to something else we know about. Yeah, you can go further into the reference to find out why we know about it. Right?
yeah.
So if you think about these dynasties of people versus, like just because I said it's 12, right? Or you answered it at 12. Is it 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, or like a big old amount?
Mm.
And it's 12. You know what I mean? So you have to explain it from them like terms. You know what I mean? Versus days.
So,
Or year.
why would you say it's Julius Caesar though, instead of like the Egyptian god or something? Why Julius
Okay.
Caesar?
Okay, I like that. I like that. Because it comes into a way where you gotta explain who you are and like nobility. So if I got a Julius Caesar as a name of who I am versus, you know what I'm saying, I'm just who I am.
Yeah.
That's how you get to be in this little ring. It's, we go into some kind of portal, some center of how all the levels of you're in a higher level of yourself. So it takes you the inner outer experiences to learn it. Yet you're into decades of people. We call it dynasties. You know what I mean? So
So that's what mainly the dynasties are. Is basically decades of people.
yeah, you
Or
gotta dominate in the dynasties. So if I can dominate in the dynasties, I could be these years with an S.
so
12. Don't
what?
count me down.
So was it the Roman Empire or the Europeans that's like completely stopped using dynasties and started using actual dates?
So now that's okay. I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, great question, brother. Now you would go in there. All right.
Straight up.
All right. So can you use your phone?
Yeah.
All right. So look up timeline.
AD to BC.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it back. What we talking about earlier in the year.
Yeah, so we're gonna go about that. What does that show you? From BC to AD. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we got going all the way down to 1 and then going back up to 1. So there's really no ending, no beginning.
It's just an in between. It's just an in between, right?
Yeah, there's no 0. So where would you stop and start back over?
Right.
You explain me this the middle? Oh, that's how you got me. Look, like, oh, let me stop.
Bamboozle, man.
Hiccup right here. This is a little hiccup. You gotta figure out what you're doing right here. If you really was a visionary, you'd be knowing in the middle, you're going right through it.
Yeah.
Just keep going that way. You know what I'm saying? They use it for anything. You're shooting range type shots.
Facts.
And I'm telling you, you're in an infinite world with a 1-1 versus you seeing a 0 in it. So if I started you this way, isn't that masculine?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm up.
That's yeah.
It's not a 0. Nah, this is the other type, right? I know that was almost confusing.
That's the imbalance of that shit already. It's not having that 0.
So what's this? Is this 0 and 1?
How you got it, yeah. Is 1 and 0.
Okay, so this could be feminine, this could be masculine.
Yeah.
Okay. So when in Rome, do like Rome?
Say it one more time.
When in Rome, do like Rome?
I mean, that's how they putting it, right?
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah, that's how it's working. You think about it, it's a vortex. It's not letting you get more time to think about it.
Right.
We'll just go right over it, just like it was. All right, you right? Okay, let's just keep on going. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
You get the thing is really gonna go into it. I mean, it's about the energy. What is it that we're doing to explain there's a bigger and a smaller us somewhere in life? And just like what I'm saying with this calendar and call ender, there's a call ender to the dynasties just as much as how we can look at certain movies, like I said with Wonder Woman. 84 explains how there's a tall person and a small person. They go right in the beginning and show you that.
Yeah.
And if you go into it even more, they explain her having a different change of herself. You gotta look at even the numbers, 19 and 8 and 4. Those numbers are strong. When you see the vortex of 1 becoming 9, you got 1 and 9, that whole level, 1 and 9. And being that 1 changes things, just like a 0 and a 1 to a 1 and a 0. Life is like full of twists on you.
A whole lot of twists, man.
You're not seeing too much of how the 0 is everything to you.
I should.
Because we start there in the beginning and everything.
And that's cold. That's cold right there.
That's hurtful too. You know what I mean? If you don't know it,
yeah.
You're just going through life. And you don't see the feminine being explained while you're hearing the masculine talk about. And you're going to see something different. don't get even a spark of love from a sister, right?
Mm.
You don't get nowhere. Did you know that?
You say we don't get nowhere else.
Yeah, you can't move too far. You can get somewhere. You just like, let's say you Spider-Man, right? you Spider-Man in New York, but now you out Spider-Man in North Carolina. Where you gonna put your webs on again? With the poles. Oh, you gonna just have to swing up on that pole, whatever pole. Then when that pole go down, where you gonna go to, Spider-Man? You gonna jump on cars? Oh, I see it.
Real spell.
So you could learn that even if you was a superhero, what type of superhero abilities did you pick?
Right.
It's gonna work everywhere and anywhere at all times.
Yeah, you in the desert, it's over with.
You want to live somewhere? Nah, you might have gone and hit your ride. Yeah, it does challenge you. And when you see that, you still have to say you love the feminine energy to become divine. You know what I mean?
Got to that triangle.
If you don't see the square, if you don't see the square of how the mental, the physical, and the spiritual starts a foundation, how you gonna see that mental and physical and spiritual become a triangle? Now, what I notice about the triangle is, right? Let's get into it. It could be wide, so it's obtuse, right?
Yeah.
And then it could be acute. So that's still not equilateral, right?
Right.
So you have a certain point where this is a three-pointed star. And because it's a three-pointed star, it can go further once it's knowing that you can put four in a square. You know what I mean? Because then that square is four of those triangles. And it's only if you see the X in between that, just like the X is in our joint on top, up in the corner on the right.
Yeah.
The X is like, that's how you cut off things. So there's the matrix. And since we went into the timeline the same way, that's the same way too. So it's like we got all these little, where our finger is really going into
The X.
which is the triangle and the circle. And because
We in the portal already.
right, it's a one and a one, but it just crossed into each other. Remember when we said about numbers, right? Okay, since we already went into zero, we already went into the one and the one. Now we're going into the two. What is 2 plus 2?
4.
What is 2 times 2?
4.
Okay. That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't mess me up, man.
Alright. Alright, so I ain't gonna go too high in the numbers. I'm just what's 2 times 3?
That's 6.
What's 2 plus 3?
That's 5.
Now why did that happen?
Cause that X hit it.
Happen?
That X hit it.
You didn't get it.
Huh?
If it's 2 plus 2 and it's only 4, why couldn't, when it's 2 plus, times 2 is 4, why couldn't it be when 3 times 2 is 6 and 3 plus 2 is 5? Why was at 5 and then changed to now it's 6. Right in the number. Even though it's 2 plus 2 can be 4. 2 times is 4. Why is that like you can get that like but then when I do this to it, this one.
It's not like that.
You know what I'm saying? This is an eyeball number. What? I'm gonna do this. But then somehow it doubles up. What the? It did double up. What the? How did that work?
Yeah.
Give me a 7 and a 7. I get 14. What the 4 is on the other end? That's an even number. What the? How did that work? There's a 1. Oh. That's deep. Got an even and an odd. So is that saying the even is always there? And we're not explaining even though it's odd? Uh-oh. Let me drop that. Alright, so the Tartarians, right?
All right, hold on. Before we go into Tartarian, let's do the libation.
Alright, yeah, because I know I
Yeah, you. Yeah, fat. All right, so y'all, welcome to the Third Out 5 Just About Audio Experience, y'all. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Yeah, we about to start it off with the libations. We're already diving deep, but maybe we dive deeper. So anytime we gonna spill water into the cup, any ancestors or any gods and goddesses you wanna say onto the live, you say it, and I say it in the cup, and we're gonna say Ashe after every name, and yeah, we're gonna go about it like that. Anubis, Ashe. Yapu. And Pooh, Ashe. Ashe. Mama Wati. How you say it? Mama Wati? Ashe. Asar, Ashe. Osiris, Ashe. Gep, Ashe. Ra, Ashe. Anu, Ashe. Ray, Ashe. Ashe. Tahuti, Ashe. Sekhmet, Ashe. Sakur, Ashe. Nut, Ashe. Yapu, Ashe. Haru, Ashe. Horus, Ashe. Kansu, Ashe. Taria, Ashe. Cleopatra, Ashe. Kuan Yin, Ashe. Lakshmi, Ashe. Buddha, Ashe. Shiva, Ashe. Ooh, I was about to say Brahma. Brahma, Ashe. Vishnu, Ashe. Can you, man? Ashe. Adu, Ashe. What's the hippo one? The hippo goddess. Dhamma, Ashe. What's the crocodile one? Yeah. Ashe.
Quebec.
Quebec, Ashe.
Quebec, Ashe.
Ashe. The Lyrians, Ashe. The felines, Ashe.
Here, Ashe.
Ashe. Non ether, Ashe. Maya, Ashe. Melchizedek, Ashe. Abraham, Ashe. Ashe.
Grandma Lewis.
Mama Lewis, Ashe.
Ashe.
Grandma Irma, Ashe. Didi, Ashe.
Ernest Matthews, Ashe.
Ashe. Little man, Ashe.
All the ancestors known and unknown.
All the ancestors are unknown and known, Ashe. Alright, man. You got the flow. Good, good. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ancestors known and unknown.
Yeah. Ashe.
I get thankful to be up here. Respect,
Thanks.
bro.
Much love, bro. You already know every time, man.
You are one.
We all one.
This is it. Like we say, this is gonna be another episode.
Back with another episode with E, man. With E, man. This is another good vibes, man. We set the tone every time, man. What you got for us with the top tens, man? I feel like you got something real good about them, man. Been coming across them.
Yeah, we gotta get more into like not just look at the culture that we're into, the culture that we probably didn't think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we might not know too many Hondurians, right?
Mm.
We might not know too many Trinidadians. Might not know any Jamaicans. You know?
Mm.
Might not know any British. UK, I should say, because I don't want to say British too.
Yeah.
But you still gonna learn British regardless because it's not the language anymore. It's the lingo and the language.
Mm.
So if people are more like not so hurtful, and you can see how they play the hurt in each other.
Right.
So just like you saw this picture, it's not showing that she really hurt these people. She just get them up out of there.
Right.
And at the same time, they have cartouches on. When you think about cartouches, there are symbols that are with glyphs on it, and you can actually get more in tune with it once you start learning what those are, you know, in a versus metaphorically spoken language. And because we have a Bible and because we have these other things, they show more of it's a bigger world than we're seeing of ourselves. And so in these cartouches, they're explaining their type of who this being is, just like you have a last name.
Right.
Do this for me, bro. Can you look up your last name, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a shield crest, a family crest. People up here, just look up your last name as a family crest. And when you do that, you'll see where, your shield, your energy, your whatever is just governing your body. Families have had this for a long time of learning who they are. And you don't have to actually meet your family first.
Yeah.
You could probably have these certain type of totems that's around you, and your family had this for the longest time. And what makes that an artificial world to the rest of us is because we haven't tapped into that yet. And a lot of us probably didn't because we got caught into something like this.
All right, this these are like the different ones that popped up. Right.
Oh yeah. And see, that looks like not only a lion, but also could be like a dragon lion type train. Then you see in the other one. So even if you went further into it, you could find out from there, right? And then go into, you know what I'm saying, your mother's last name, maiden name, and then there's the other part to you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't really know our royalty of ourselves. And we've been called royal. We just didn't know how royal you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To this higher standard. You can actually be these things and you just didn't know it. So just like these people up here that I showed you on the paper, it's more like, even if you took it metaphorically, she got her nobility, yet it's on the outside of her. It's all around her. Their stuff is on them like a shield.
Right.
So it's like, you must have did something that got you caught up in something, but at the same time, you was wiser, you was this, you was that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might have been a farmer, you was good, you was alright, but you still over there with them with the rope around your neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she pulled them all up out of here. Now, even if I look at that, this is significantly showing me some kind of type of error that was going on in life.
Yeah.
That's what they keep telling us in a certain point of saying Titans, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Clash of the Titans?
A little bit of it.
I'm not talking about the new one. If you go into the Clash of the Titans, the old joint, right?
Oh no, I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that one for sure.
If you pay attention to that, they're going into this old joint, and when they go into it, it's like it's really because they didn't really know how to explain it like about yeah. Somehow somebody got out made movies and they started explaining everything in the Bible. You watch it and you're like, damn, that's good. Okay, well, I don't know why I like that movie, man.
Yeah.
That movie was bang. But then it's like it's the same story. They used the Bible version and now but yeah, it looked like it was good because it was a comic book or it was whatever. It's showing us where the mental is gonna always go back to the 0 and 1. And even with this, it's sad as it can say, there's only one of her. And she's pulling all of these characters up out of me, if I had, like, say, I was one making this Bible, and I would have been like, what the hell? This in here? Oh, no, we gotta take this out. Yeah, they left it in. So, at what point and what version did we get so far into a book that kept getting revised and revised and revised and revised and revised? Because this book, I got my parents' names in here. You know, I'm not gonna do all that. Put my stuff out there.
Which
It
book?
just let me know that when we go into it, a Holy Bible, back in the day, they wrote the genealogy in the middle of the Bible.
Right. I'm okay. Now I remember that.
It came down to when they say they took out your date, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was saying. But how did they keep taking the date out? We don't know what the date is. They would go back into the date, and then you like kind of stuck up in the date. But then the date is like you ate something. You took off the D, but you didn't know what you ate.
Yeah.
What's the date? Oh, that's the date of a fig tree, or something like that. I'm getting caught up and confused with words. All right, that's what's up. Like I'm getting confused with time.
Yeah.
So why am I getting confused with time? The zero is the explanation to everything until you before you have ones. Did I say S? But yet somehow the zeros also got put on. Like the ones. Yet if you had more zeros, would you love it or would you have the more ones in the those? Politics. This is good. This is good right here. Let's see what you got.
You honestly asking me?
Come on, I'm honestly asking.
Well, with the understanding with me, I wouldn't do that. I would have to have the zeros and the ones, and to understand that right there in itself is low key universal code. That's coding right there. So if you don't have that, if you don't have that a part of the equation of life, you really don't have anything. You have confusion.
Okay, so just like the 2 plus the 2 and the 2 times the 2, this is feminine, like a together feminine, you know what I mean? But it's like knowing masculine and feminine become 2.
And that
versus a 0 and a 1, not knowing 0 and 1, how it got there is now just 1 and 1 and how it became 2. When you see 1 and 1 to become 2, it's different even for, as I'm thinking about numbers, I can go back to the math, and that's why people don't really like math. Yet, is it math mine?
right? But
So
is that type of math is my eye? I would say no.
Okay, that to the balance of how it should be, or how it's going to be, or how it continued, or how it had to come down to this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
The Tartarians, right? It's an explanation to seeing how you can go further in the firmament. Now,
yeah, let's talk about it.
Most people would say, do you know about flat Earth or the globe being one? Is it when it was way back, like in that timeline that we just saw that didn't really have an end or a beginning? It just had a 1 and a 1 that didn't start at no 0. So it really don't explain how it goes back down, back up. All right, anyway. So
even
like the flat Earth or the globe, which one you like, or is it both, or which how you look at it? What you got for it?
Cause like even with the time, let's say, cause I'm trying to figure out which civilization used the clock on the stone or whatever. It was a flat stone, and they would just go by the yeah. Yeah. So that flatness evens out with the planet, if that's the actual time, because of the rising, it goes around of the sunset of the the rise of the sun, right?
Yes. And so if you want more information, look up Santos Bonacci.
Hold on,
Okay.
Santo who?
Santos Bonacci.
How you spell Banat?
I'll letter it for you.
Alright.
Santos. Santos. And then Bonacci. Bonacci.
Alright. Yeah.
Alright, so let me ask you a question.
Alright.
When you hear the word Irie, do you think of Irie? Talk to me.
Say that one more time.
When you hear the word Irie mind. When you hear the word Irie, is it the same?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but different.
Okay. Alright, so what if I say Irie?
It's still the same.
So I could letter it I-R-E, right?
Uh-huh.
And then put land, L-A-N-D, right? This gonna mess your mind up. It'll mess me up for a second. I'm like, let me look at this again. Hey, everybody try to trick me again. Alright, so looking at the word Ireland, right? And then I'm like, ain't this close to Islam? Look at this word.
Islam.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is a little trick up right here. Is that trying to say old land? Without saying the feminine land? Alright, so let me ask you this.
I see where you're going with that. I see now.
When you say zero, right? Do
Yeah.
you use zero and not use O, or do you say O sometimes? When you say 509,
Right. Not all the time though.
You don't care, or do you catch them when they do that? You just be like, you mean to say zero? Or you just be like, I'm going with that. I know it's O.
Majority I go like I'm going with that. But if it's like I have to precisely type it in, I will ask, okay, is this a 0 or O?
Isn't this
But it's,
zero, hero?
who?
Zero, hero?
What's that?
Hero? Zero, hero?
Yeah.
Zero, hero?
The same, right?
You see that one more time? Zero, hero? How is it the words are so close to the other word without us paying attention to how that word really is the same word? It's Ireland, it's Islam, and then it's like even Peru. Isn't that close to Peru?
Mm-hmm. I just put the P in there.
How about when you got R-E, is it the same in reverse, E-R?
Yeah.
So if just the sounds could be interchangeable. R-E, because I'm using the R and the E different. And when I use Peru, R-E, Peru. So these sounds, right? Whether I put the R here or the E and the R over here, you see what I'm saying? You catching on what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So our sounds are almost basically the same in it. We just might be not using, let's say, the R that's in between that to make it stronger versus it's like Like I got a flat tongue talk.
Is that
However,
is that the way
however,
they mess up the vibrations with sound? Is
yeah,
by doing that, man.
right, this brother right here.
You feel me?
Yeah, right.
Like,
So yeah, if you look at go to Marco Polo, look at Marco. Well, you couldn't really start there first because I had to go into Hundred Eyes.
who
100 Eyes.
was that?
This brother, he had ability to see like as if he had 100 eyes, but they took his eyesight from him. He was the last for Shaolin, theoretically. And so Genghis Khan came in and did his thing on him. At the same time, he was like standing to everything. You know what I mean? They couldn't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they took him some kind of way. I don't know what transpired again. I had to watch it again. It's been a while. Yeah, his skills were phenomenal, and he said, "I want you to teach my people now how you fight," and he refused it. And so either way, they took his eyesight. I was like, "Yo, that's deep." So then he had to actually, move with like as if he had 100 eyes, and he'd been like that. And this is where you get John, Book of John and Preston. You know what I'm saying? Where you get this John Doe concept coming from. John is Jack, John is whoever you want to put in there. I just know John Preston is the honest John. That's how you get this honest, I'm the cool brother, I don't mean nothing. Like, yeah, right, let me see what you do. You ever pick
Yeah.
up anything? Help me out with this. Here, pull this over here. Let me see what you do. Put that. Man, you dropped it, man. What? Man, give me my stuff back. Yeah, don't you? So when you think of principles behind each other, you see that this is bigger than what we're looking at. Yet we can still go into that. Like what you brought up was the sun god, right? And the sun god is known by Pasha Mama. Pasha Mama is the mother of the initial sun god. You know what I'm saying? And this is from the idea of what we look at Atlas or Atlantis. All of those is connected to the sound and the vibration or the land. Atlantis. And so you had the land, Atlantis. You look at the name, just like if I took the T out, but I found out it's more of because it has a sound like I said, that stuff, yeast, all that's still there. You know what I mean? And it just the vibratorial to now with sound and wave depth. But sound is sign, wave is, you know what I mean? That do it right. You hear what I'm saying? You got man is sign, woman is wave. And so if you were able to, just like this from the Ireland to the Peru, these were places where basically giants were gods there. And so if you look at why these words were strong, there's force out there. If you look up right now, look up star force and see how many of them are out there.
You said what we looking up?
Star force.
said Star Forks.
Yeah. And this would be the reason why I was bringing up Pachamama. Because she's connected to the sun god, so there's different types of energy that comes around and you get a different type of sunlight. Like just to say, for instance, you might get sunlight where there's a little bit of sun in the area that you're at. You can be like, why I keep getting only about a little bit of sun? It's because of how much the distance is where that sun is at when it comes up. Yet we're coming up to the sun. And now it's the perception of how the sun is while we're moving in some kind of like like a ship.
Yeah.
And it's a slow movement, and we ain't paying attention because we always feel like things are moving, so we ain't really sit down and not stop moving. You ever notice if you stop moving, you're moving faster? Let's look at this right quick.
Facts. Facts.
You said it right? Alright, okay. So now, when you sit there long enough, does time speed regardless?
Yeah.
So this goes into the, if I tell you next year is my birthday, am I lying to myself?
Nah. I mean,
You said no?
yeah.
Oh, you said what?
Not
You said no?
you would not really. I mean, yeah, okay. Maybe yeah, cuz you're not exactly born
Okay. Okay.
in the same alignment as the
Yeah,
next
what type
following
of
year.
born?
Huh?
What type of born? See what I'm saying? You know,
Reborn.
you're physically born through your mother, right?
Yeah.
So you're physically born, but what about spiritually born?
Mm.
All right. Now my question is this, because we already went with the family crest. At what point are you solid, liquid, gas?
You liquid
Talk to me.
before you um
You're gonna have to become these three things in order to exist. This is the bottom line. We ain't gonna go nowhere until we get out of this first. Solid, liquid, gas.
solid is like your physical body now, and gas is like when you out of here.
Gas is you're out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You in it.
Liquid.
Before being part of that the egg, like
Egg. Liquid is the egg. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Right now. So yeah, now in, now out. That's great. That's because that still goes into the in and the up. Because once you go up, you know what I mean? You're definitely coming back. You know what I mean? So once you go up, there's gotta be like if I do this up, it ain't came down yet. I mean, it should have stayed up a longer time, but it's now up to how I think of it going up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's still like I can project this to go faster up.
It's just like water.
Yeah. And so this is gravity on top of gravity, whatever gravity is, even though I might not know this is a different in atmosphere versus saying gravity. So the same thing with these planets that we're going in and out of. Did you look at Star Forge yet?
Yeah, it just pulled up a bunch of forks, man.
Okay, so wait, we've got to still look at this. Star Force isn't the way we think it is. Just tell me how many there is.
Hold up. You talking about the points on the fork?
Port.
Star
Force,
port,
S-T-A-R,
port or fork?
Force,
Oh,
F-O-R-T-S. I just got to get you to think.
oh.
Thinking.
Okay, I see it now.
What they're going to do is they're going to give you something
It's my like
it's
this.
supposed to be like a 1. It's not a 0 yet. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now, how many out there?
9.
Oh, they said 9?
This one got 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, you talking about on it? No. You good with that. That's good. I'm glad you did talk about that. Because that explains the Sagittarius part, this when the sun changes indifferent to Capricorn. There is the square of Cancer, right? The square of Libra, the square of Capricorn, and the square of Aries. Now, since we went with solid, liquid, gas, these squares that I just explained to you, right,
Mm-hmm.
is what we can set of now. Right? We just did it so easy. We ain't had to go nowhere with it. We just explained ourselves right now. 364, which also could be 365 days.
Right.
Correct. And at the same time, we know 365 is 12 times 12. 12 times, what I put the 12 months equals.
You said 12 months.
Equals 365. So in that, 13 moons times the month, which is 28 days. Next day, 28 days. So 13 times 28 is 364. There's not too much of a difference in there, right?
Right.
I did 1, 2, now I did 1, 3. Yet at the same time, how my 12 months equals to 365 when I just did now 13, yet it's 28 days and not the days that the month got. For each month it changes, right? 29, 30, 31 sometimes. We're on 30 right now. Is it gonna be a 31? You got an extra day to pay the bill, pay the rent.
Don't get to the 33.
Our mind in a different world where we have to think about these things. And they be all in these certain type of Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Aries time frame. And if we don't know what's solid, what's had to be solidified in your nowness, and you gotta go into the liquid later, gonna be the egg, which is could be ego, the egg, and then we gotta let it out. It gotta go. Can't just keep that. You gotta let it go. You gotta come on out of there. That's the gas, like we said earlier. And if I change the word gas around, that's
good, brother.
So if we knew vowels or words are interchangeable just as much as the word or the vowel has an interchangeable concept, it could be further than we looking at it, and now we can go further into it versus not knowing what we're looking at. That dimension you explained with the face and explaining time, the Mayan calendar, is the same sun god that they're talking about as the Incan or the Inca, the I-N-C-A, but they made it I-N-C-A, not the I-N-K. Inca, Mayan. So these words, Maya, Ma, and Yan. Ma, Ya, An. These words are like right there to giving you, a format to who you are if you look further into it versus just looking at it what it is and going past it real fast. The Iroquois or the Iroquois language was their calendar. That's how they spoke through you knowing who you are in this time frame, whatever this time frame you are in right now. So
Yeah.
if you use these along with whatever you're using, it can explain a lot more. Yeah, this is why we do gotta take time out. We gotta actually movies now are going harder and harder right now.
Yeah. We was talking about that.
Blue Beetle.
Who?
You seen Blue Beetle? That's the fire joint. That one lets you know about the scarab beetle.
It's called
If you
Blue
know
Beetle.
about Mexico, yeah, if you know about Mexico and how it's been deep on how the I don't know who to say is what but we do know mainly that there's been dug tunnels because of how much going back and forth, and then how much even for our melanin, how dark and how light through life has one went through whatever that is to call it a struggle that one actually, like I said earlier, it hurts. It's different from the wave and the line. You know what I mean? Some could just be two lines. This is how uh, from Marco Polo, the same thing. You're seeing the resistance in a lot of us from the time lineage. Now, of course, the way they explain it in Marco Polo, you're gonna see it more brutal than what I mean, because really that's where the reverse came right there, and that's when you watch movies like Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
Watch Egypt, Gods of Egypt. You see the big firmament aspect of a being. So we look at that. If they're able to see 10 worlds, then they're able to see past worlds you can't see. And so that's like the level of not only explaining the inside out, they also explain something that is just above your head. It's really above your head.
Yeah.
And there's blood types for this. You know what I'm saying? We got the RH, we got the A, we got B, negative B, negative A, then you have the O. You know what I mean? And so the explanation from the O, they've been even saying when you watch Dragon Ball Z, right?
Mm.
What you about to say right now before saying that? Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know, cause Dragon Ball Z is like more of a universal spiritual battle between different entities anyway. So it's like,
All right, so I'm glad you did that. When you see them doing this, right? What were they doing? You remember
seeing
any of that happening in their series?
they watching their opponent where they going and shit, cause they be moving fast as a bitch in that.
What? They were
Yeah.
going hard with that,
Yeah, they
they know
staying
he's
still
doing
though.
it. Right. And they're like, yo, he whooping his dang. Like, yo, this is phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh. Goku about to tell oh, Goku, go, come on, Goku. And then it went from him not even being there. And he on some other spot. And then that ended up being that same aspect to where they can sense each other.
Yeah.
To whenever you was powering up, they knew somebody on the planet was like, God dang, I put some power away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is also the explanation by the Twas. So if we talk about the Tatars, definitely got to talk about the Twas. The Twas is, have you ever heard about that word Twa?
It sound familiar. How you spell it?
I'll let it for you. TWA. But Twa people,
What is the Twa people? Who is that? What is who is that?
You asking me, or you got Google right there?
Let me see.
Or somebody else that want to answer that question?
Who who can go to the Twa people? Who can figure that out? Who are the Twa people? Oh snap. Mm. Okay. This is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Uh,
Yeah.
huh?
I said they went over there. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so I'll just give it to you. The Twa is the pygmies. You can look up pygmies.
Okay, I see the the pygmy hunter gatherers.
All right, so because that word matches up to that. Yeah, the pygmies is an explanation of like. Did I ask you this before? What is more? What is you only can pick one word? Domestic, wild, natural. Which one you pick?
Natural,
And why did you do that?
because all of that is natural.
Say again.
All the words that you said is natural. So natural.
Oh, okay. I like how you said that, bro. That was fire.
Yeah, like that.
You really thought that way.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so in this domestic, right? What's domestic to you?
Domestic. Is that's something that been tampered with, or
Okay, okay.
or not in
Anything
his
else?
not in the right form, or is like okay, the what's the animal that they trying to bring back Tas the Tasmanian something tiger shit.
Mm,
Is
mm,
that considered
mm.
like a domestic animal, or
Okay.
or I'm going too far away from what we talking about?
I mean, they can domesticate an animal by perception and by the influence of the incubation. However, the nature still is within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so basically
So
being
it's
tampered
like I
with.
said earlier. Now, the word domestic is like to take over something or to infracture it to a point where it was natural and now it's a broke down word from less than natural.
Hmm.
Like, say, for instance, wild. Would you like to be called wild?
Nah.
9 times out of 10, you might have said it to like, man, I'm wild. You ever say that?
Yeah. Or you say
So,
somebody wild or being wild.
yeah. So now, the question now goes to, is wild the same as domesticated?
I want to say yes and no.
Alright, why? Yes. And you still good.
Cause
So yes, wow.
cause wild, if you act like if something's wild or in a wild state, that's just what it is. Domestic
Mm,
is like something that was basically man made in a way, in a sense. So it couldn't be really considered wild unless, I mean, I
that's
don't know.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
I say, well, what you got right there? I still say, like, you good with them cards on the table.
Real time.
Let me see your hand. How I do it. Man, pick
Throw
up,
that.
man. You wanna do it again?
Real shit. Yeah.
So if we think about it, what's domestication if you're in a fight? Is that domestication?
If you in a fight, is that domestication? In a sense, because now you forcing upon a reaction or towards one of those persons that wanted to get in that fight.
Which is like a form of natural to unnatural, right?
Right.
Alright, so something was provoked there. So now they want to call it a word domestic because it can go over the idea of what it was. Just like the word wild. Because if you're already acting unnatural, expectation is to be now unnatural. Is it that you're acting unnatural or you just are unnatural? Wow. So that's how you start to see, just like let's say I got a baby, right?
Yeah.
And I drink a lot. Am I the wild person now? Because I'm drinking a lot even though I got a baby?
Yeah.
Now, remember we said solid, we already got that for now. Liquid is the egg. The gas is out. So now if you gas out anything, how much have you been gassing out? How much have you been the sag part? Sagging out? Because next year is the dragon. Pay attention to that word. And yeah, so anyway, there's a mama Quilk. And her mama Quilk is of the sun god, and she deals with the menstruation. Same thing as this moon cycle. So if we're into the moon cycle, we might not pay attention to even with these pygmies, from the smallest of a person, because it went from like the really, really smallest, like the Bahas, the best relief. If you learn about these small people, they were in there. They're in older movies. Go to like 1962. I looked at what was it? The Greek joint they got on what is it? Hercules? No. Dang, I forgot which one it was. It's on Tubi. But if you find out like Mars, anything they talk about Mars or Jupiter or Neptune, these same like you know what I mean, being the planets. How many planets are there? Let me ask you that.
How many planets?
Yeah, how many planets at one point they said it was?
They said it was 9, but now it's 8. But now it's 8. So I'm gonna hit it with the Ricky Morty, man, because it was like the 9 was Pluto, and Pluto. I wanna say they mess with Pluto so much, so called, like they taking some of the elements out of Pluto, and making it into a dwarf. How you say, a dwarf star, something like that. Yeah.
So like a pygmy concept, once in a lifetime, you know, we're gonna see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like now it's not even a planet because it's been absorbed out of its minerals and essence of what it is. So, and other planets don't do that, right? They they still produce or still
Have life.
have life and
Yeah.
not necessarily die out. I mean, it would die. Well, the civilizations would die out on it, but the planet won't necessarily like be gone type shit or
And
shrink.
this is why it's different from the 1-1 and the 1-2. The 1-2 is not a 1-1. It's not saying it's a portal and I don't see my other self so we can live or so we can achieve this, not having just duality thing. We're going to have a trinity. And it's based on that so we can get whatever this is that we're saying we want. If we're saying we really want it, you ain't got to really want anything. It's all about necessities, not having want so much. So
Mm.
like the simple mind. So I mean, so you have to look at it. These people were primitive, as to say, in the time frame, not to be with the biggest, expensive, overpaid, underprivileged, ability. Because this is where domestic came from in the first place. You're now going out there with your expensive whatever, and now the full moon up, and you start acting like a lunatic. Where does that come from? We're in the lunar calendar. There's 13 moon cycles to that calendar. And because if we were to, let's say, be in a different area, uh, let's say we're in a different area like Peru or even here, Wisconsin, there's that, what we were just talking about, Star Fort. The Star Fort is not only a place, it's a grid.
Mm.
There's, I don't know if you had saw it, but it's 1,734 different forts. Now, of course, they'll say forts to you, and you would think military, because they'll show you a picture that might be even military.
Mm.
So you'll probably go off on your researching, which is really called studying, not research, and go further into it, and you find out that this stuff is still in front of you. This stuff of where were you supposed to be at when Cancer came in, or Libra, or Capricorn, or Aries, and then what did you do that can make you, tree, or you just stuck there and you feel like nothing's happened? There's a lot of the levels. We don't have to explain it up here, but yet you know what I'm talking about, bro. That where your experience is a heightened experience versus you're at a low set and you can't see yet artificial yet all the time. And that's why you're saying you had a great. You don't have a great time if your mind is in the liquid state of, like we were saying, alcohol.
Mm.
You go somewhere, you just like at the worst from there, and now you got to go back. Yet at the same time, let's say you over there and you do something that seems like it's wild or domesticated, because right now you're already feeling unnatural about it, drinking too much. So what are you going to end up, being able to work with? Is it going to be the people around you, or are you by yourself? So it plays a part of, one has to know their ego, which is that liquid, the egg we're speaking on, that whether it's it now in your solid, you ate the food, what kind of food was it? You like the people, but can you tolerate the food?
Right.
I'm going to say, you sit at the table, you got to know what you're eating. Yeah, because you might not be able to eat that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might paraphrase. He's just saying we can't eat the same food. That's what he was saying. You know what I mean? And in that, we can't just eat the same food because it might be additives that we're not connected to. And when we look in the back of our yard, we actually should be eating things out of the back of our yard. So that our body is adjusted to the nature. We done got so much that we put a little mask thing on the face and think you're great for wearing a mask wherever you are. I mean, you on the light rail, I go other places, this is not even there anymore. We're doing it as like the plate is still rolling, like you're really saving yourself, or you saving other people. Have you ever heard that? So it's like, now you sacrifice yourself.
Hmm.
What put us in a point that we'll do these things, and I know that the trees, the plants, these are all the connections. If we had them around, they say don't have them around. I'm like, what do you mean don't have them around? If you don't have them around, you're not getting the sunlight. And just in that same explanation, there's a rainbow in that somewhere. We have an AU with the aura. That's why the Marco Polo, they explain a lot of stuff, yet they didn't go over that, the aura. When you're dealing with a great aura, that's why they wanted this brother so bad. Like, yo, you top of the line up in here.
Yeah.
Yet, this explained again, like the sun god, not actually being the god, yet it's the god forms of people. When you see something in that aspect, like the Tartarians, they were able to build big empires. And if you look up Tartarian, let's say in Tartarian territory, right, you'll find out that there's multiple places, like because we were talking about the flat earth and the road, it would explain why was there ice in certain areas.
Yeah.
It would be explained to us like, oh, this is Greenland, and over here is Antarctica, this over here is Alaska. How do we know which one's which?
Right.
Put me to play, oh yeah, that's over there is Greenland. Just like they said on the road, and over there, that's, wait a minute. What am I looking at?
I heard one of them poles has a mountain, yo.
Of course. So, because we haven't seen it from the time frame that we seen it on the globe since we was a child learning in school. Okay, wait, before I even go there, do you use a map or a globe to get where you need to get to? But I'll wait.
We use a artificial intelligent globe.
Oh, wow. See, wait a minute. But that's a map. Ain't that a map?
Yeah.
Like it says, bro, can you pull it out from where it's at? And that's the only way it could be that.
When you zoom out of it, when you zoom out of it enough, you can get a globe type shit.
I'm talking about like completely coming out of it and just like United States of America, and now you see yourself moving from that point of the United States of America coming from one state to the next, which is not even the rest of it, because you got to actually come on out of the whole North America and see South America and Australia, and you got to see all the other land. See, what messes a lot of us up is we can't see ourselves in the center of something. So how could we explain the outer of it if we ain't really came out of the center of it?
Wow. Yeah.
Like, how many times you flew in the sky?
Twice.
It was like probably like twice too. Even though I was on boat more than I was on plane.
Yeah.
Even then it was like, I didn't know I was two. So I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
And I was from Germany to here. You know
Right.
So it's the life portals that we're seeing, like from here, where there's this dimension that where you went through and so now what I mean by that is it's gonna be a big one. Hold on, let me get my breath back. When you use the ETA to get from here to here, do they or do they not give you a time?
Yeah.
And in that time, do you always get to the perfect time of that time they give it to you when that time was put there?
Not always.
No, why not? Why am I not?
Because it was an estimate.
So it's just an estimated time. You're gonna give it a green light. You're gonna say, you still cool with me. You still get a green light because it was estimated. It wasn't like exactly there. It was just there though.
Right.
So So, do you, while you're doing the ETA, think of getting there faster if you could? If you got there faster, would be great.
I mean, yeah, but
Oh,
really,
but go
really not,
ahead.
cause,
Really?
cause you
Why
can
is that?
get, cause in the physical world of everything, you can get caught up that way, going too fast to get to where you trying to go.
Oh, so, so we're explaining time and speed differently, correct?
Yeah,
All right. So then on top of that, let's just say on to the physical, you're in the car, the apparatus, and you need gas. Don't you think you should stop, or you gonna just see if you can make it all the way there? Because this time you ETA estimate.
mm,
Could that be stressed?
yeah,
Alright, okay. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go into this blood type. The blood type is 0 A B R H, and then there's more to it than that. They're just giving you a basic 4 aspect from the A to the B and B to the A, whether it's negative or positive, or they're together or they're separated. Also with the O, and then of course with this being a positive or it's a negative. Then there's the RH, which changes the molecular structure of why would we think in the first place we have sisters and brothers with orange hair. What's another word for orange hair, people? Do you know, brother?
albino.
Oh, you slick sucker, you! That's fire. That's fire.
That's
Yeah,
it.
buddy.
Or,
Yeah, buddy. Okay, I like that one. You got that one. I give you a good one on that one. I give you a great mark on that one. So since we said albino, can it be different complexions of hair?
yeah,
All right, what you got?
black, brown, reddish,
Oh, I
blonde,
like that one. Let's stop right there. Black, brown, black. Oh no. Let's keep going. What else you got?
blind,
We said blonde. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Goku style, huh?
Goku style, dirty blonde.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, God.
Turn to blonde hair. All right. So we got
You
the
got your
black.
gray. You got your gray for the wisdom.
Oh, we going deeper.
Got to. Then you got your white wool.
Went there too.
Yeah. So it's all it's different types. It's levels to it.
Yeah. And because that's fine, that's deep. And because these are tones, just like you would see Goku, he changed tones. He also changed into this like big, gigantic being. Now, of course, they gave it the monkey or the ape. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And he had a tail. Now, a tail could also be a representation of your past and your present. Like I was showing earlier with the sister with the latchet above her head. So it's like she's entitled to some inferiority type level. You know what I mean? And then it's been kind of scratched up, but it's like a table or something above her head, which also explain, her lineage. When we see things like that, that's like saying you're part of, a bigger thing that we might not even look at for ourselves. So just like the calendar is also the turtle connection. If you think about the turtle, right? It could be like a flat, and it could also be like a round. So now you're kind of getting, the idea of both. At the same time, the round is really the sky.
Yeah.
We the sky, another sky, another sky, another sky. And then there's a lot later to that, and then once it goes like that, it's like a bubble. But it's not a real bubble because it's like still on something that, has this terrain that's been like this the whole time. And so when we're going up and over and down, it's still like basically thinking you're in a bubble or in a globe. Your eyesight isn't but so far, correct?
Fact.
So your eyes is like a flashlight. Could it be like that?
Yeah.
So just the idea of it being like that, we're able to see some kind of projection, yet we don't see as far. And then certain things that we could be eating that cause us not to see even further, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I was sweeping the floor, right? And you made a mess on the floor. Now, I swept the floor, but you made a mess on the floor. And you wear glasses, right? Would you be able to still see the mess you made on the floor if you was in a rush?
Nah, if you rushing.
Yeah, because, you're moving fast. Different nationality, you're rushing.
Yeah.
So it's even how the wordplay could put you into something else where you be foreign at the same time. So you're a real reality, just like, the albino. There's different energies. I'm not saying all albinos are like this. What I'm saying is there's a level of maturity to what we call can be immaturity, and it's usually based on the lunar calendar. Because with that, like what I said earlier, about 9 months, you're conceived. Right? 9 months you conceive, right?
Yeah.
But then it's 12 months to the earth. Correct? Follow me so far. Correct?
Yeah.
Alright. So then it's 13 moons though to a year. Right? Right?
What number is the full moon?
What number is the full moon?
Yeah. If it's 13 moon phases.
Oh, you trying to catch me, huh? That's the problem, brother.
Right.
That is the problem. That's why we have a lot of off-track energy and not know it, because it's not going to be like going from 1 to 30. 1, and then there's the end of the moon. There's the moon. Come on, 31 every time. Nah, it ain't going to be that. It don't be that.
Right.
This is what changes the whole, like, what I was saying about you riding in the car. You was like, I'm going to get there. I ain't going to get there like that. I got to take my time. Shoot, I ain't going to be rushing. I'm going to be rushing. Turn forward and turn apart. So, your time is different in the 1 to 28 days. So every time 28 days come on a solid, like this, look up 13 moon calendar. And look for the images. 13 moon calendar. If you watch Doctor Strange, he had a point where he was helping Miss Marvel. And I was like, wow, it's Mar and V and L. Marv L. It's Marvel. And of course, she's not married. So it was MS, not MRS. So when you look at the names that they put back in front of us, it's a V in between it because it's a 5. It's a haru. You know what I mean? And at the same time, if you use the letter V, it's really like a 7. And so this plays the Virgo energy, right? from Virgo, because that's in your stomach, right? I mean, this is a body part. So it's going down to the body. So yeah, at the same time, in 7 it goes Aset. That's in the middle of your head. So this is like what we think about when we want sex. So your mind end up thinking past the Virgo to now into the Scorpio, but yet not Scorpio yet, because you gotta go through Libra. That's the 7. That's the shadow. So by the time you cast your shadow, you know what I mean? Peter Parker, Peter Pan, all the Peters. When you start casting your shadow, is it for the 8? 8 is going from 7 to 8 yourself.
Is it like is it like this or is something else?
Yeah, there you go. That's one. That's the 28 days, so you can see it, the 13 and the 30, because every moon you having a phase, and out of that you gotta go through all that around the outer shell of the body. So it's a maze. My son, a maze. They even use corn for the same thing as a maze. So the corn is the cornucopia, like the same thing as his tail. So if it was like cut off or something, I wouldn't have to think that way. But yeah, that's what they do. They use the tail as another form of conversation to be now used from the 4 portals of the left and the right, and basically the star is a point. So that's the head. Head is in your heart. You got an H. Your head is in your heart. You got your heart is in your heart. That's another H. In your hips, that's where your H is at, right? What's the next one after that? I gave you a pattern, man. Let me do it again. You hesitate. All right, let's do it again. Your head is in your heart. Your heart is in your heart. And your hips is in your heart. Where's the other H? The heart at? Where's the other H at?
In your head. Did you say head?
Huh?
You said head?
Alright, let's do that.
The heart and the heart.
I need you to touch every part I'm speaking about. Your head is in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart is in your heart. Your hips, that's also in your heart. And now, what's the other one?
Heel.
There you go, bro. I knew you was there with me, man.
You just.
I didn't give up on you enough.
Oh shit.
So your heel is the part of, just like Rome, got killed off by the ankle, the ankel. This Mama Aquila. Mama Killer. This is the other part of the sun. This is where you get the fire. This is the phoenix. This is still, you connected to your ankles. Your ankles is a part of your uncles, your ancestors, your ancestors, your unk, your anchor, your anger, your encore. All that's still connected to here. This is your ankle or your angel. These are your 2 ones. Now, why did I say that? Why I say these are your 2 ones?
Because the 2 always go back to the 1, man.
Okay.
It's everything is 1.
Yeah, it signifies a wholeness. So that's why you still have balance when you use both your feet.
Right.
And you can still have balance when you use one of your feet.
You just gotta balance it.
Right. I see the word foot, F-O-O-T, be the same way as feet, F-E-E-T. Yet, because the lettering, the sound is changed, do we change how it sounds because we said it like that? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is how we find out that feature is the same thing as your feet, right?
Mm.
It's still bound. So when I say put an S in it, it changes it. Like from feet. What does that mean to you when you hear that? Let's get what you got on that.
Feet. When I hear feet, it's like 2. When you say foot, you talking about 1 foot.
I said feet.
Huh?
See now, if I add something to it, it's a clue to what that word is saying to you. Yeah, it doesn't resonate all the time now because it does now have an S on it. What type of possession does it have? We don't know until I say like, y'all stop moving y'all feet. You know, now it's like it's more than 2.
Yeah.
Right? If I put 3 feet out here, you gonna still say feet and foot?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If somebody was stomping 1 foot and the other one's stomping 2 of his feet, but it's still 2 of them. But it's 3 feet. You see how I'm messing with your brain right quick? This is still not timed itself. Because I can add another child in here. It'll be 3 times what they were doing 2 times though. You're like, gosh, oh my, how does this work? It's called sound. This is how, from the biggest sound, like just the brainwave, bro. I sat down long enough to hear a different brainwave, and I was on a different track. And I know everybody has the same way of doing it, or even deeper than that, because of this, what we call blood, in the like Ireland, old land, the old land, and the whole new land. This separation of land, the separation of time, and I quite imagine having you went somewhere and you felt like you had to slow down for a second just to get your body back together.
Yeah. Fact.
And they call it jet lag. Yeah, I'm feeling like your spirit had to concentrate on how you got from here to here. And was you knowing what to do when it was happening? You know what I mean?
Type shit.
And the sister said she was able to time travel the way she liked time traveling. And she got up there right in the good time frame, which made it to a point where she started creating and was creating over a time loop. So, I mean, I can imagine when she gets to the other place, like, how does that work in that form of a time loop? Because doing it in the air is way different than you doing in a car. Yet, it is a difference if you was walking. And it is a difference if you was on a bike. I knew one time I was riding a bike and I said, wow, this time is totally different from what they said 2 hours gonna be. Because I was supposed to be there 2 hours, but it was 3 hours. I was like, God damn. Yet it didn't explain my time.
Yeah, with the legs.
At the time. Yeah. So now is my time compared to that time. It's not saying if you're looking at feet and you got more than 1 foot, you got feet. It's explaining you there's a duality here. And if it takes you this long to figure this out first, don't play yourself as a fool while you're going further with this. Because it's like looking past your nose. And you know you see it. You know you see your nose right here. Yet, as you go further from it, you're like, wait a minute, is that there? Go back down. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
And when your eye is very closed to when it's completely open in the periphery, you see everything. And then you don't see everything. This is the same as the sun and the moon. This is the balancing of, we're in a balance of ourselves while we're in this smaller version of ourselves, right? And then there's bigger versions of ourselves, and we didn't even see that yet because we probably had to go somewhere to make that happen, yet you already been there to do these things. And it's just like your imagination. You're able to time travel like what the Tartarians were able to do, because this here is only explaining how you have the Rudy ones, that's what they really call them, the red hair was the Rudy. And if you look at Rudy, Ruddy, it's a point of how you see like they got the movie Brave, Brave.
Mm-hmm.
Brave is the same as Indian, Indian, which we can say like the Inca or the Inda or the Inca. But when they're showing you people like the Mayans, if you go to Maya and the Three Friends, Maya and Three Friends, they show you the Olmecs. Now, the only thing is, when they're showing you this, they're also showing the albino. And they're giving it to you the Trinity to make it four. The squares that we're talking about. If you notice also, these represent the horses. The horses are the other explanation to like a horseman, a nightman. A nightman, like Batman, alright. Nightman to have a man on a horse. So Sagittarius is the reset button to the hips. Why we got caught into the hips, like the sticking a hip out or butt breaking. That's the other flip side to the small people to even the largest people. This is where we get the zoo people from. And there's a lot of twisted madness that went on in the mystery house because of birth of Aries, how we start in the head and then we work our way down. Some of us didn't start in the head, but we was pulled out from the body of the womb from the head. You know what I'm saying? And the arms and the, so when we were coming out, is your perception of looking at the bottom to the middle to the top of life as understand, overstand. This is a language, but it's also how you lay in it, you sit in it, you stand in it. These are references, yet they're still your solid, your liquid, and your gas and stuff. If you knew from solid, solidify your thoughts, to now liquidate it, then gas it out. This is the same way everything you think of is still in there. You know what I mean? It's like saying, like Regu, how you do that? It's R-E. How you do it? How you letter R-E-G-U, right? It kept simple. That's that repeat, repetitive, and the goo energy, G-U energy. Got a G in energy. The G still represents a 7 in all aspects. So when they put God, G-O-D, they put the O as original to the God. The G is a 7. So if I put an O there, you know what I mean? It's in its own parallelity of even if you wanted to do it from 1 to 9, because if you go to straight horn, Lord is straight horn. You can see how he brings up numbers in numerology, and each one represents another point of, let's say, a house. And like for me, I usually like throw in the houses, and I can see a lot more of what is there already. So anyway, he says basically do a 1 through 9, which is 0, 1 to 9, and go all the way down, right? And from that, go from A to I, and from J, there's a J to R, and from S to S T U V W X Y. Oh, there isn't one. All right, so that's it right there. This is how you know S T U V W. So there's 26 letters in the alphabet. The alphabet, which is frequency. Yeah, alphabet. This 26 equals 8 if you add 2 plus 6. This what makes it one ring in itself. Also, look up Seven Bomar, Sepanbomar. Brother was phenomenal with these pieces. I was listening to him like, whew, back in the day. Like, I feel like I'm glad I have the brothers that do what I do and still pushing the effort to like inform our people. And it's not really informal energy. It's all formal stuff that been put there. And we just got to take the time to look at one another, respect one another's open mind and opinion. To not even say this is fact. You go and figure it out.
Right.
Plain net, plain net, plain net. It's a plain net. I asked Ali, uh, was it Alim El Bay? Look him up. He's powerful. I said, what is this? What is this? A flat world or a round world? He was like, it's a plain net. It's a plain net. He's like, I'm gonna do no more with it. I was like, all right, okay, I got you. All right, that's what's up. So when you look at 1 through 9, go through the A and the I to find out your frequencies that can help you. Just like you can go through the Chaldean language. The Chaldean language is 1 through 8, which I'm gonna put 0 1 to 0 8. When you go through 0 through 8, you see a frequency of how you're connected on one hand, and 0 through 9, how you're connected on another hand. And because there's realms that just like how we were just explaining in time, it has you slower, or it might even make you faster. You just gotta know how to work with it. And I know a lot of us don't really, a lot of us really, for real, are not in tune with time as much as we say we are.
Right.
Okay, for instance, you said, I'm going to do something 5 days from now. If your commitment isn't there, you're really not going to do it by that time to happen. And I'm not saying that because you didn't have a commitment, it might be not even you. It could be the commitment of another outside situation that caused it not to happen.
Right.
So now, it's like, how did that happen? Because the time frame wasn't for you. Like, it's just like a combination lock. And where they keep going and they spinning, and one is moving faster while the other moving slower. And by the time it clicked right, then you got it. But if it's like it already went past by the time it went like this, you had nothing to connect on to. So it's how a clock really has the big cogs and the little cogs. And the little cogs going fast and on the way. The big cog going slow as on the way. And so if we were to look at this is our body and how maturity of if one got hurt compared to this hand got hurt compared to this knee hurt. You know what I mean? How fast does it take to mature in the nature? And so just in the same aspect, just like our eyes, just like our perceptions, just like we might have been around tall people, the biggest people ever to the smallest people. And then their dwarf, like they said about Pluto, it depreciated itself, that it dwindled down in size. Me myself, I'm one of those people that I changed complexion for real, for real. I was bright skinned. I was not this complexion. But when I came here in the 2 years of being in Germany, the picture from me being in a picture with someone who was a blonde hair, blue eye, I looked like I could have been, you know what I mean, either albino or her baby, for real, for real. So we might not know how much the independency of the sun and the polarity, not just the, like, because the sun going, like, we're going under the sun like such, right? If we're going under the sun like such, it could be like a certain point where it's getting more or it's further away and you're getting less by the time you, like, up on your hill of the mountain. That's finally when you get to see the sun. Now it's time the sun going back down already. And you're like, dang, I only got that amount of sun. Because the sun might have to go it was on an angle. Instead of being like right above your head, and then it was going down, and then you're like, dang, it seems like we got a lot more sunlight. That's how you we're starting to find out how we're moving, yet it's through how much time we got through the day, and it switches up real quick. And doesn't that become 2 times of night versus 1 of day? Think about it. Let me answer that. That's a question.
Yeah.
That's a question.
Yeah.
You say yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so here's a question for you. One night, a king and a queen went into the castle. Out came 3 the next day. What happened?
Say it one more time.
I like this, brother. One night, a king and a queen went into the castle. Out came 3 the next day. What happened?
They had sex or something. Or nah.
Man. That's the first thing people say, too. Well, they had a baby.
Dang.
Let's do that again.
Man, you fucking me up with that.
One night, a king and a queen went into the castle. Out came 3 the next day. What happened?
One night, a queen. And then you said, out came what?
All right, I'm going to slow it down one more time. One night, a king and a queen went into the castle. Out came 3 the next day. What happened?
Fees. 3 what? You saying 3? You said 3 came out. 3 what came out?
I just gave it to you. Are you watching me?
Bro, you messing me up with this shit, man.
Alright, we do it one more time. One night, a king and a queen went into the castle. Out came 3 the next day. What happened?
So is it 3 kings and queens? So that's 6.
One night.
Yeah, one night.
I'm not talking about night or day.
You talking about night?
I'm talking about just one night on my finger. Right? And then I just said a king and I said a queen. I just showed you. How came 3 the next day? What that mean? They just came out. What the freak?
So you just saying it. It's not even a question for real.
It's the double conundrum because it explains night in a different way. And our mind will go right into whatever that is. But I was thinking of that. So I would be all day with you until you'd be like, oh shoot, that's what you meant.
That's crazy.
You should have wrote it down, I would have figured it out.
Man, I thought it was some shit to it. But go ahead, Ron. What you about to say?
These dimensions, same way. Like the Mesopotamia, that's so far in our mind to think like, where's these royalties? You ever heard of the Tartarian empires?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, look that up right quick.
After you explain this, we're gonna I'm gonna have you wrap it up. Tartarian.
Alright, that's cool.
Tartarian. How you spell Tartarian?
I'll let it for you. Tartarian. Tartas. like the idea of being third eye, first eye, sensitive, jolly giant.
You said the Tartarian. You said Tartarian what?
Empire. Put an S on that chart. That way you get more than one. Yeah, they have different places where the Tartarian land is, from Soviet area to China area, and it's all like basically going right across the globe.
That it.
That could be one. There's more than that. You know what I'm saying? They got multiple joints, and if you look at it, there's doors that's bigger than the average person that can actually grab it or touch it, because the wall is so unanimous in itself. I'm talking about castles that people said, "Oh, these are trading posts." You didn't even build it, so what are you talking about? You use it to where these people are at. And then it's on top of that. Now, what do you think if it was them putting up these spots so that it will fight off even those who came up as a big giant? You know what I mean? Because of them being in the foreign land level. We got the Rudy, we got the Ireland, basically we got the Irish. And if we know about the Irish is the second version when you got Scotland as the first. So thinking of Wales, last name Wales is Lewis. So anybody with the basically name of Lewis also is connected by the Wales, which is Scotland. Just like what we're talking about the family crest. The family crest is going to show you how you had somebody that might have been tall as what is not, to the smallest as what is not. And that's where you get the twabs, the figures. So when it came down to zoo trafficking, like we learned from Noble Drew Ali, there was a point of why we knew natural law versus just wild or domestic. Someone's put a little spell in our mental so that we wouldn't even want to be around our smaller or gentle people. Those are giants. And if you look up in your own mental of how you look at it, it's called the giraffes. The giraffes are connected to these giants. And so even for giraffes, their mentality though has been to how we've been living life, modifying ourselves. So to say, if you didn't feel your strength, you would lower your head, or your body was slunk down like this versus sitting straight up like this. This is the point of why you saw the statues giving you a stoic look, to say you're not going to depress yourself because you're connected by a God form. Same thing as the Titans. They had a God form. They had something that they were not afraid of doing. So when it came down to these zoo people, you see it like the circus act. There was a lot of people getting them into circus acting, their abilities. And that's where you get your superheroes from. The superheroes are being like another connection to the Pope, but the Pope ended up being just like the Julius Caesars, to be in charge of all the Cancers, all the Libras, all the Capricorn, all the Aries. And how do they do that? By having a cross. So if I have a cross, it is not explained to you as a 23, which is a 5, which is how the points come to like this, right? Right? Instead of like this, and I'm doing this. And in the middle, right, is a center that's stronger than even how this is, right? This is an explanation to the squares. This is more of an explanation to the triangles. And they're all in a circle. So we have the solid, liquid, and gas of our, what we call the Mayan calendar, which is like a long term, which is basically 18 months is equal to 365 days. And they basically are based on 20 days. These 20 days, that's a change. And then you have the regular calendar, which we're using right now, that's dealing with 12 months. calendar. It deals with Turtle, Turtle Island of your calendar. So you got certain avatars of learning from the numbers to your alphabet, learning alphabeta, to how to 0 and 1, 1 to 0, how to the 12 and the 13 from the year, like Enoch, Tanakh, technology as technology. How does that all become sound and wave? So the more that we see the curve and the line, we can explain 0 and 1 before it becomes 1 and 0. This is your basic vortex. So when this changes like X, SEX, it was SET. So set, sex. This is why even Santos Panacci was explaining that your time of how you see things, how you want to be more spiritual than sexual. You're really looking for beauty. And because the beauty was hidden, just like in Brave, the sister was showing her masculine, and yet she didn't hide her beauty because it was like her braveality type compassion. Her passion versus compassion.
Right.
We lost the passion in our older people, our bigger people, our taller people, that these people start to hide. They even at one point said that they were doing cannibalism. I don't know if it's true, but there is different pictures of, like in Genesis 2, they were speaking of the jump. Yet in that, it also, 1-6 it was, 1-6. In this, they were explaining how, if you look them up, the teeth molars are different. And then there's, like I said, mud fossil. Look up mud fossil. You see the dragon. There's also the dragon of Africa. And something that was laid out a long time ago. This.
But look, let's close it out. I want to say
One thing. Veracocha. Look up Veracocha. If you look up Veracocha, you're gonna see a symbol. This symbol been put in Thor. That's another way you seeing the Mayans and how they had a giant tooth, and that can explain a lot about what I'm saying to y'all. Alright. So I got that up there.
You said the what?
And one more thing. That explains the masculine and feminine on their side. They also have an androgynous son, basically.
But look, what you call it? Next episode, I want to touch bases on how the difference between the 12 zodiacs of today versus the Egyptian zodiac with the how you say it, that was in the temple of my, how you say it, in Madelia. I think I'm saying it wrong. Medulla, yeah. Yeah, I wanna discuss that, bring that more to the horizon of, cause I'm
Because that go further into what we just discussed.
Yeah.
For that explains a wide range of where we're at with it.
Yeah, and speak on Hador and her her energy and how she came about in those temples, and also forgotten with her, cause that's another topic to go under the feminine energy that has been forgotten about.
Yeah, that's a Greek term for Haru.
Yeah.
So the house of Het represents the house, but Haru, the feminine of the masculine. So you still see her, help with the aiding of the baby, the divine cow aspect.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah, we can do that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well,
It's a good.
Thanks, brother. Respect to you.
Respect, man. I say, brother.
You
You got hold on one more. You got Oh, right out with the flute.
Uh, leave as it go. That's what I did say, all right?
Shay, brother. Appreciate you, man. Until next time, here we go, man. Third out of five, bro. Do's and don'ts, the bad and the good, because best believe there's bad and good to everything, even though bad and good do not really exist, but the negative and positive is all. Bruh, calm your. But majority.